Where did we stop in the last class? Without seeing your book, you should be able to tell. S400 ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಲಾಂಚ್ಡಾ? S400 ಸ್ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರನ್ ಇದು ಆಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ US ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್. ಇದು ಇಲ್ವಾ? Okay, so this news is talking about something called as nano medicine. ಏನು ನ್ಯಾನೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದರೆ? ನ್ಯಾನೋ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್, ನ್ಯಾನೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಏನಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನ್ಯಾನೋ? ಏನು 10⁻⁹? Nano particles will be of the size of this much. Okay, so it is it visible through the naked eyes? No. Okay, so that is the technology. So here the next generation nano medicine for breast cancer is the topic. Okay, so they have found the Agarkar Research Institute has developed a nano medicine. Okay, so this will silence the gene. Okay, it is using gene silencing technology to ensure, or you can say to stop the breast cancer cells. Okay, that is what is the discovery of Agarkar Research Institute. So here is what is nano medicine. It is nothing but it will uses the nanoscale of materials and technology in all these diagnosis, drug delivery as well as treatment of the disease. Okay, so this is developed under Department of Science and Technology. So it will silence the gene, that is the main use of this, and mainly effective tumor inhibition. ಏನು ಟ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅಂದರೆ? Tumor is nothing but cancer cells. So how this nano medicine will be used? It is mainly for precision, or you can say targeted diagnosis. Okay, precision nano medicine. So this will target the disease causing cells. Okay, so you all know the cell will contain the DNA material. So DNA will have the genes. So this will silence those genes that will produce the cancerous, or that will code for the cancerous cells. Okay, that is how this is being treated. So the key technology that is being used is this mesoporous silica nanoparticles. Okay, so this is the nanoparticle that is used is mesoporous silica, and this is biodegradable nanoparticle. Okay, you should be able to understand what is this biodegradable. You know degradable, right? Degradation, degradable andre eno? Which can be decomposed, which can break down into small particles. Degradable. Biodegradable andre eno? Bio andre eno? Bio andre eno? Related to living beings. So illi who is going to degrade it? It is by a microorganisms. Okay, so that is why it is called as biodegradable, biologically degradable. Microorganisms can break it into small pieces. Okay, it is a biodegradable nanoparticle, and it will have high drug loading capacity as well as tunable surface chemistry. Okay, and it is used to deliver small interfering RNA. Okay, DNA, RNA ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? Okay, so this is the technology. In technology ಯಾವ nanoparticle ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? It is biodegradable or non biodegradable. What is its feature? And you should also know the small interfering RNA. So what is this small interfering RNA ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this is the molecule that can silence specific genes. Okay, you might have heard about the iRNA, biology ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರಾ. Okay, iRNA. So iRNA main job is to silence the genes. So here this small interfering RNA will silence the specific genes. Okay, with thereby preventing the protein production that can give rise to the cancerous cells. Okay, so mainly gene therapy, cancer treatment research, for all this is being used. Okay, so here is a summary. How it will work is, the nanoparticles will enter the body, so that is the nanoparticle that is used, and it will target the cancer cells specifically, and it will deliver siRNA into the cancerous cells. Okay, and this siRNA will silence the cancer driving genes, thereby inhibiting the tumor growth. Okay, that is the growth of cancerous cells. So this is the entire procedure, or you can say the entire treatment of, okay, or to prevent the breast cancer, how you are going to use the nano medicine technology. Okay, understood? Okay, so the next topic is India and Venezuela. So recently there was a India-Venezuela meetup. Okay, so what was the outcome of this meetup? Okay, that is the main topic. Okay, so why news? Venezuela had a discussion to cooperation in the sectors like mutual growth, energy security, and then sustainable development. So mainly energy security, critical minerals, pharmaceutical cooperation, business investment, people to people partnership. Okay, see, when it comes to the international relation, be it bilateral relation, you should be able to use the keywords. Okay, so like you can use trade relation. Okay, you can use mutual cooperation, people to people ties or cultural ties, that you can use, business and investment, okay, that you can use. Okay, and energy security, when it comes to the Middle East part, African part, or you can say the Venezuela, you can use energy security as the another keyword. Okay, so you should be able to generate such points using the keywords. So what was the discussion in this India-Venezuela meetup? Okay, we discussed on the long-term energy partnership, because Venezuela is one of the leading country that holds oil resources. Okay, so it will help in energy security and cooperation, critical mineral sectors. Okay, for exploration, mining and processing, supply chain diversification also, that will be, the relationship will be helpful for us. And expansion of oil sector investments. Okay, India can invest in Venezuela for oil exploration and production. Okay, so that will help in our energy security. So upstream exploration and downstream exploration. ಏನು upstream downstream ಅಂದ್ರೆ? Upstream downstream ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? See, upstream supply chain andre, so this will link from exploration, okay, raw material extraction. Okay, idu upstream. Downstream andre, when you explore this, okay, you take it to the market. Okay, refinement, marketing, all these will come under downstream. Okay, upstream, ಈಗ mining, exploration, raw material extraction ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, this is upstream ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, so downstream andre, you take it to the market or you refine it. Okay, distribution, refining, marketing, ಇದನ್ನ downstream ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, so as I told you, what will be the benefit for India? Energy security will be there. Okay, crude supply will be there, reduces the market volatility, because India is majorly importing the oil. Okay, that will be there. Stable export demand, long-term revenue, and strong economic stability. And critical minerals bandaga, you can use it for e-vehicles, solar manufacturing. For all these, critical minerals will be also helpful. Okay, and the next very important one is, it will strengthen the pharmaceutical cooperation. Okay, so India is known as what? India is called as land of medicines. Huh? Okay, so India is known for generic medicines. ಏನು generic medicine ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ಜೆನೆರಿಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಈಸಿಲಿ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್, ಅಫೋರ್ಡಬಲ್ಲೇ, ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜೆನೆರಿಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್? ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್, ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ ದ ಜೆನರಿಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ it will not be it will have the low price. Okay, similar components will be there, okay, but it will be low cost medicine. Okay, so that we call it as a generic medicine. So India is a land of generic medicines. So this can help, this tie between India and Venezuela can help India to export generic medicines to Venezuela. Okay, so that Venezuelan people will also get the medicine at the lower cost. Okay, and also technical delegation and business engagement can be held with respect to all of these: energy, mining, agriculture, industrial cooperation also. Okay, so broadly if you can summarize India Venezuela cooperation, so one is related to the energy for crude oil, critical minerals, oil investment, pharmaceutical and business engagement. Okay, that is the importance of India and Venezuela ties. Okay, so this is the location of Venezuela, Atlantic Ocean. Okay, it is it is a coastal country. Atlantic Ocean ide. So this side is a Colombia, this is a Guyana, this is Brazil. ಯಾವ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟಲ್ ಇದೆ? ಸೌತ್ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾನಾ? ಸೌತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸೌತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ದ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ವೆನಿಜುವೆಲಾ ಬಾರ್ಡರಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೊಲಂಬಿಯಾ, ಗಯಾನಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೆಜಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆನ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ಲಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಓಷಿಯನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, so the next is related to the central government scheme, that is PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Hindi ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? How many of you don't know Hindi? ಸೊ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಘರ್ ಮುಫ್ತ್ ಬಿಜ್ಲಿ ಯೋಜನಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಜ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ, ಮುಫ್ತ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ರೀ. ಓಕೆ, PM ಸೂರ್ಯ ಘರ್ ಮುಫ್ತ್ ಬಿಜ್ಲಿ ಯೋಜನಾ, ಹರ್ ಘರ್ ಸೋಲಾರ್, ಹರ್ ಘರ್ ಮುಫ್ತ್ ಬಿಜ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಏನಿದು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ 2024 ಬಜೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 2024. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೋಡಲ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. Okay, so you should know these facts. Implementation, who will implement? National Program Implementation Agency at the national level, and at the state level it is State Implementation Agencies. Okay, so objective is to provide up to 300 units of free electricity per month to households. Okay, a household should be able to generate 300 units of free electricity per month. Okay, so this is targeting 1 crore households by March 2027. So this is the installation milestone. Okay, so what are the key components? So there will be central financial assistance for this. The center will provide the financial support to the people who want to install this rooftop solar on their house. Okay, and it also aimed to create a model solar village, one model solar village per district, to promote self-reliance. Okay, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ there is a limitation. Village ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ village with population of more than 5,000 or more than 2,000 in special category states are eligible for the participation. Okay, normal ಅಲ್ಲಿ village ಅಂದ್ರೆ more than 5,000 population ಇರಬೇಕು. If it is a special category state, more than 2,000 ಇರಬೇಕು. So now the question, what is this special category state? Okay, you will read about it, write down, it's a homework for you. What is this special category states? Okay, what are these special category states? Who can declare them? What is the criteria for these states? Okay, and along in this scheme there is subsidy, financial support also. Subsidy of up to 40% for installation will be given, and collateral free low interest loans up to 7%. Okay, for 3 kilowatt residential rooftop solar system will also be provided. Okay, up to 40% subsidy will be there, and also the remaining amount the customers can take the loan from the bank. Okay, so what will be the benefits of this? So it will add, okay, solar energy capacity creates around, see these are all not the accurate stats. Okay, it may add 30 gigawatt of solar capacity, that's it. It will definitely add, nobody can tell. Okay, because it is not at widespread. Then creates around 17 lakh direct jobs, reduces CO2 emission by 720 million tons over 25 years if it is implemented effectively. Okay, annual savings of 75,000 crores, because we can reduce the import of oil, coal. Okay, so that you can save this import cost also. So household savings and income opportunity. Households with there will be 3 kilowatt rooftop system will be there. It can produce 300 units per month household, so that the electricity will be free for them. Can earn around 18,000 per year by selling the electricity to the discoms. Okay, even the households can sell to the discoms. ಏನು discoms ಅಂದ್ರೆ? What are discoms? You are right, HESCOM, BESCOM, these are all discoms only. Discoms andre they will distribute the electricity to the final consumers. Okay, who will produce the electricity? Okay, electricity, Karnataka electricity is being produced by there is a Karnataka, there is a body, right? No, the KPTCL is different. KPTCL will come in transport. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದಿದೆ, KSPC something is there, right? Karnataka State Power Corporation, KSPC, so that will produce the electricity. Okay, hydro ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, for any other kind of electricity it is responsible to produce, and then KPTCL will transport that electricity. Okay, transport ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ where to these discoms. Okay, BESCOM ಇದೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ, HESCOM for ಹುಬ್ಳಿ, JESCOM ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ, MESCOM for ಮಂಗಳೂರು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, and these are the one who will distribute to the final consumers. Okay, these HESCOM, BESCOM, JESCOM ಏನಿದೆವಲ್ಲ, they will finally distribute the electricity to the final consumers. Okay, so this is the procedure to apply national portal. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು. Okay, so the main thing is you should know the features. Objective is 300 units free electricity, 1 crore household is being targeted, okay, central financial assistance subsidies you should know, and who is the implementing agency, nodal ministry, when it was launched, okay, these you should know. Okay, and here is a eligibility criteria for the households. Okay, the households who are all eligible, okay, must be an Indian citizen. Okay, that is compulsion. The household must own a house. This is the difficult area. Okay, you should own a house. Okay, if yaradru, if they are from a poor background, if they do not own the house, okay, they will not be able to avail this scheme. Okay, you must own a house with a roof that is suitable for installing solar panels. Household must have valid electricity connection irbeku. Must not have availed any other subsidy for solar panels. Okay, so these are the condition. Idu especially you might be confused here. So, example you should own a house and takshana you might be confused, and no, do not put it wrong, it is right. You should own a house with a roof that is suitable for installing solar panels. Okay, consider the following statements regarding this scheme only. The scheme aims to provide up to 300 units of free electricity per month. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is the nodal ministry. Only households with rooftop solar installations are eligible. Huh?
One house.
Yes, own house. Okay, it is not. You are going to install this rooftop now. Okay, India's GDP growth estimated at 7.7% in 2025-26. Okay, so what is this GDP growth of 7.7% andre ಏನು? What is the meaning? Is estimated to grow. First of all, GDP ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ? What is GDP? Gross domestic product. That means not amount of goods, final value of all the goods and services produced within a country in a particular period, especially 1 year. Okay, in 1 year you are going to calculate. So now GDP growth is estimated at 7.7% in 25-26 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, compared to the previous year, okay, ಹಿಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ our economy GDP can grow at 7.7% last year compare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. Okay, that is the meaning of this. Okay, so ಯಾಕೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, earlier RBI told Indian economy may grow by 7.6% anta, but now they have revised the estimation and they are telling 7.7% grow ಆಗಬಹುದು. Okay, so we learn some of the keywords. Advance estimate andre ಏನು, revised estimate andre ಏನು, first revised estimate andre ಏನು, provisional estimate andre ಏನು. So ಯಾಕೆ why I am going deeper in this topic ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, GDP is a very common topic, expected. Already there are a lot of questions in UPSC. When the UPSC will ask so many questions from a topic, that means you need to dig deep into it. Okay, so that is why you should be also able to, you should know these key terms also. Advance estimate, so the term itself will tell you advance, you are doing the estimation in advance. Quick estimate released at the beginning of the next financial year. Financial year start agade yavaga?
April to March, next year March.
Okay, so before start of the financial year you are going to estimate the GDP. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು advance estimation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Revised estimation, revised ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ ದ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಷನ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ರಿವೈಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಸಿವ್ when you get the more data regarding economic activities. Okay, so this is revised estimation. Then is a first revised estimate. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅಗೇನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಿವೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್. Okay, this is the first revised estimate. And then is a provisional estimate. Okay, provisional estimate anta helidre, this is the final estimate before releasing of annual national accounts. Okay, so we have annual national accounts. So this will contain all the economic activities data ella idralli irutte. Okay, before releasing of this annual national account, you are going to do a final estimation, adana ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆಗೋದು ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಎನಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್? When you get additional data input, you will revise the advance estimate that is already been done. ಅದನ್ನ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ನಾವೇನು ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಇಟ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅ ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್. Okay, so here is a GDP definition that I have already told you. Okay, and this GDP is measured in two terms. Okay, one is called as current price, another is constant price. ಏನು ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ? ಎಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. So current price will include the inflation, right? Constant price ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ you will relate it to the base year and you will deduct that inflation effect, then it will become a constant price. Okay, current market value ತಗೊಂಡು if you calculate the GDP, it will become a constant price, sorry, current price. Okay, which will also include inflation effect. If you can relate it to the base year and you can reduce the inflation, then it will become a constant price based GDP. So this will reflect the real output growth. Okay, it will include inflation, but here it will reflect the real output growth. Okay, so in India, who is estimating the GDP ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is NSO, National Statistical Office under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So central level there is a ministry called as Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So their main role is to do the statistics. Okay, so ಈ ministry ಕೆಳಗಡೆ there is a National Statistical Office, NSO ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So they are the one who will release this GDP estimates. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈ NSO ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ NSSO ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ CSO ಅಂತ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಮರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ನೌ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಫೀಸ್, NSO ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ now see, previously they told India may go at 7.6%, now they are telling 7.7%. What does that indicate? What does that indicate? There is the economy is in good condition, right? Okay, the economy is in growth condition, it is in a good condition. A high GDP growth indicates strong production, higher income, more employment opportunities and improved overall economic well-being. Okay, so here they have given key sectors that can support the growth: manufacturing, ಒಂದು, trade, hotels, transport and communication, financial service, real estate, professional service. So can you tell me which sector is contributing more to GDP? ಟರ್ಷರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ GDP ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅರೌಂಡ್ 27% ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ agriculture, or can say the primary sector with the 17% contribution. But problem ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟು ದ GDP. ಹಾಂ, ಹಾಂ, ಇದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟು. ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ GDP. Okay, so what is that is called? When more people are dependent, they are working in agriculture field, but there is zero output from them. ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಎಕನಾಮಿ NCERT ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಹಾಂ, ಫ್ರೆಶರ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಎಕನಾಮಿ NCERT? ಮತ್ತೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್. What is it is called? When more people are dependent working, see there is a agriculture field. Okay, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 2 people are more than enough to work, but 5 people will work in this. ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟೇ. 5 people if they work all same output, then what it is called? The 3 people are called as what? Disguised unemployment. What is this? We should not teach NCERT then. It is called as disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment anta helidre eno? They seem to be employed, but they are not employed from output perspective. So if you are working for something, you should get an output, right? So when you are not getting output, you seem to be employed, but it is disguised. Okay, that is called as disguised unemployment. Okay, so the next is related to the International Space Station. Okay, so ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಕ್ರಾಂತಿವೀರ ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ ರೈಲು ನಿಲ್ದಾಣ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್? ಹೇಳಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್? If somebody wants to travel to heaven, you can go to this International Space Station. Okay, so ಅದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಏರ್ ಲೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್, ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಏರ್ ಲೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಹರ್ಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇದು, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹರ್ಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ. ದೇರ್ ವರ್ 2 leaks, one has been fixed, another is underway, second one is under the process. And since there is no immediate threat, okay, that is still going on. So we will understand now what is this International Space Station andre enu. Okay, it is a large habitable artificial satellite. Okay, so it is also a satellite. Satellite andre enu? What is a satellite? Satellite andre it will revolve around the earth. Okay, so this is an artificial satellite which is placed in low earth orbit. See, there is something called as, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದರ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಾ, NCERT ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಾ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಲೋ ಅರ್ತ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್, ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಅರ್ತ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್, ಸನ್ ಸಿಂಕ್ರೋನಸ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾದರೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ರೆಷರ್ಸ್ they will do in the next classes, science and technology. Okay, so low earth orbit, medium earth orbit, ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. Okay, you will study it. So low earth orbit andre it is from earth inda 400 kilometer ಏನidella, that is called as low earth orbit. So this international space station is placed in low earth orbit, okay, up to 400 kilometer. So it is about the size of a football field, okay, and it is orbiting at 7.7 kilometer per second, mass of 420 tons. Okay, it has continuously hosted astronauts since year 2000. Okay, so what is the purpose of this international space station? And it is mainly a space laboratory. The researches will happen in the microgravity. So microgravity iddaga they will undertake the researches like space medicine ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಮೇಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇರೋದು ಇದು ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ದೀಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ನಾಸಾ ಯಾವ ದೇಶದ್ದು? ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ. ರಾಸ್ಕಾಸ್ಮಸ್ ಯಾವ ದೇಶ? ರಷ್ಯಾ. ESA, ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ, okay, European Union. JAXA is Japan. CSA is Canada Space Agency. So these are the countries that are part of International Space Station. USA, Russia, European Union, Japan, Canada. These are the 5 countries that are part of this International Space Station. Okay, they together have launched, they developed and they have launched this International Space Station. Okay, India is not part of this. India is planning for its own space station. We'll see. Okay, so why we should take up the experiments in this anta kelidre, the space is a vacuum, it has no air for breathing. No, why is a pressurized? Okay, pressurized environment. So International Space Station, okay, since I told you it is there will be microgravity, okay, and there will be no oxygen to breathe, right? So that is what. So yaradru, if there somebody is climbing the hills, okay, they will start that is because the air pressure will reduced at the top. There will not be there is no availability of oxygen. So adukoskara the air will be pressurized in this International Space Station, so that they will have oxygen to breathe. Okay, and it can even regulate the temperature, humidity. It can maintain that environment. Earthali environment ide, so that can be maintained in this. Okay, so air leak adaga enagutte? It can lead to loss of air pressure. Air pressure irutte olagade, so it can lead to the loss of air pressure, reduce the oxygen level. Okay, it can impact safety for the astronauts. So that is why this air leak has to be fixed. So I told you this first air leak was fixed using hermetic compound. So what is this hermetic compound? Hermetic compound is nothing but it is a airtight sealing material to prevent air or gas leakage. Okay, it is a airtight sealing material. Okay, if there is any crack, okay, then it can be used. That is a hermetic compound. See, that is how you should read from the newspaper. So news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏರ್ ಲೀಕ್ detected on the International Space Station. So they will talk only about this hermetic compound, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They will not tell you about the background of International Space Station in the newspaper. But you should have this curiosity to know what is this International Space Station is. Okay, that is how you should know the background when you read the newspapers. Okay, so next one is related to the character AI. Okay, just AI ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ, what is this character AI? Okay, how it can lead to the mental health risk for young users. Okay, so you open an app and you type. Okay, so when you open an app, it will tell you that I am always here for you. Okay, you don't know who is this. You understand me better than anyone. You type it back. You understand me better than anyone. I care about you. Okay, so this is a character A. Character A andre it will act like a personality. Okay, you open a AI app and you start chatting. You want to express your emotions. ಓಕೆ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಮ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಮ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಔಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸಚ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎ ಐ. ಓಕೆ, ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ behave same like a personality, but it can lead to the psychological risk for young users, because you will immerse in the conversation of this simulated personality. It is not real, it is a simulated personality. Okay, it can lead to your social isolation. Okay, you live in a world which is not real. Okay, so it can lead to the mental health disorder. So what is this character AI? Character AI is a AI chatbot which will simulate personality. Okay, be it celebrity, fictional character, customize companions. So it can text you like that. Okay, so it can lead to immersive and personalized interaction. This is powered by generative AI. Generative AI is AI andre eno? Generative AI. It can generate, like how the humans can do, it can also generate maybe the language or human like response can be generated using generative AI. Okay, and this emotional attachment can risk the young users also. Okay, because emotional attachment can develop which can lead to the psychological effect. So these are the key concerns like psychological dependency, social isolation, parasocial relationship. Parasocial andre eno? Parasocial. Social, parasocial. That means it is something, that social relation which is not existent. Okay, that we can call it as parasocial relation. It will reduce real world engagement, vulnerability to the harmful advice. Okay, whatever the advice that the AI will give, you start taking it. Okay, that can lead to some vulnerability to the harmful advices also. Okay, so what is the thing is, so such character AIs can lead to the mental health risk for the young users. Okay, so the thing is, there should be awareness in the people about these AI. Parents should regulate children's. There should be AI education in the schools. Okay, so all of these are very, very important. Okay, so this sentence is very good. You can use it for conclusion. AI can converse, but it cannot replace human connection, empathy and real world relationships. Okay, it cannot replace human connection, empathy and real world relationships, full stop. Digital engagement must empower, not endanger. Okay, AI can converse. Okay, of course it can chat, it can converse, but it cannot replace human connection. Okay, whatever the human connection is there, that cannot be replaced. It cannot replace empathy and real world relationship. Digital engagement must empower. Whatever digitally we do, it should empower the people and it should not endanger them. Okay, so such sentences you can use in your answer writing, conclusion. Okay, what is this? What is this? ಕುರಿ ಮೇಕೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ತರ್, ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ತರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, Nilgiri Thar, population rises in Tamil Nadu. So its population has risen from 1364. Okay, it has risen by 4.68% to 1364. 1303 was there in 2025. In 2026, it has risen by 4.68%. 1364. So what is the speciality of this Nilgiri Thar? ಸೊ ಇದು ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ತಹರ್. ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಹೆಸರು? ನೀಲಗಿರಿ. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಇನ್ ನವೋದಯ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್? ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಹಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹಿಲ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಹಿಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಓವರ್ 3 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವುದು? ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು, ಕೇರಳ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಡಿಕೇರಿಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ನೀಲಗಿರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ತಹರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಡಮಿಕ್. ಎಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಎಂಡಮಿಕ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಟು ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆನ್ ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ endangered. Endangered ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೇಂಜರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ IUCN. ಓಕೆ, IUCN. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರೈಸ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲಿ endangered, vulnerable, least concern, data deficient. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ 3 ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಥ್ರೆಟೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ದ ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ತಹರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್ category. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು, ಕೇರಳ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. Okay, so it will inhibit the zoom. So the habitat is Nilgiri, okay, especially here in Annamalai and Western Ghats landscapes. Okay, so Annamalai IPS antalla, so it is a hill name, and this is the highest mountain in Nilgiri hills alli highest mountain andre it is Annamalai. Second one is Doddabetta. Okay, it is the state animal of Tamil Nadu also. Okay, and legally protected under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act. Okay, again this is a homework for you. Okay, what is this Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and what are the different schedules under this? 1972 Act, you know, and this Act has been amended. Okay, it has been amended, and what are the different schedules? Adar ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತು. Okay, so why it is a endangered animal ಅಂದರೆ there is habitat fragmentation ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Okay, invasive plants ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ? Invasive plants ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Invasive plants ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ these are the plants which are naturally found in that, not naturally found, but these will come from outside and these can threaten the existing plants and other species. ಅದನ್ನ invasive ಅಂತ, invasion ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ? Invasion of British. So ಅದೇ ಥರ plants will also do the invasion. Climate change is also one other threat. Tourism, pressure, human disturbance. So all of these, because of all of this species, that is Nilgiri tahar, is in endangered category. So to protect this, government has launched project Nilgiri tahar ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ಡ್ by this 4.8% ಅಲ್ಲ, this is mainly because of the project Nilgiri tahar anta project. So these measures were taken by the government. Okay, so they from 25 to 26 there is increase in 61 individuals in Nilgiri tahar. Nilgiri tahar is endemic to Nilgiri tahar is endemic to what? Western Ghats, Aravalli Hills, Eastern Himalayas, Satpura Range, Western Ghats. So I told you it is in Nilgiri. So Nilgiri is part of Western Ghats. Nilgiri tahar is protected under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Okay, so the next one is Panchayat Advancement Index. Panchayat Advancement Index. So this is an index that has won gold award at National E-Governance Awards 2026. Okay, National E-Governance Awards 2026 alli this Panchayat Advancement Index has won the gold award. So that is in news. So this is under this category of digital transformation through the use of data analytics in digital platforms. So under this category, the Panchayat Advancement Index has won the gold award at National E-Governance Awards. Okay, so this was held recently in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Okay, and this conference, that is National E-Governance Awards conference, was organized by these departments. One is Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, okay, under and also Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Government of Rajasthan, because it is held in Rajasthan. So Rajasthan government along with Ministry of Electronics, Information Technology, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. So these, they have jointly organized this National E-Governance Award ceremony. Okay, so theme of this conference is, this is very important, theme is Viksit Bharat 2047, AI enabled, data driven and secure digital governance. So this is the theme. So recently in prelims there was a question related to one such theme. Okay, so there was, in the question they are given something related to the AI conference. So the first statement was, the theme of this conference was people, planning and progress. Okay, this was the first statement. Second, third statements ivella ittu. First statement was this, the theme of the summit was people, planning, progress. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಗೇಮ್ ದಟ್ ದ UPSC ಹಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಏನಂದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಈಸ್ ರೈಟ್, ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್. Okay, people, planet and progress. So this was the theme, but they changed this planet to planning anta change ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮೈನ್ಯೂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ನ UPSC ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ. If they want to check the theme, they should give a different theme itself. But they never used to change one small word. So this is another reason why it was a very difficult paper this time. And also in one of the law they given Disabilities Act, they were given it as 2016. Okay, which is actually 2018, they are given it as 2016. So ಈ ಥರ ಮೈನ್ಯೂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ UPSC. So that is why it was a very difficult paper. See, how many themes you can remember? ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಥೀಮ್, ಓಕೆ, ಇವತ್ತೇನೋ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ವಿಕಸಿತ್ ಭಾರತ್ 2047, AI enabled, data driven and secure digital governance. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತವೆ ಥೀಮ್ಸ್? You may read some 50-60 themes. How you will remember the each and every term? Okay, so that is why it was a difficult, or you can say the very difficult paper this time. Then what is the solution? Huh? What is the solution? ಜೋರ ಹೇಳಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್? ನೋ, ಆ ಥರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ read, but if it becomes a very difficult paper, it will happen for each and everyone. That's why cutoff will come less. Okay, so you will have to read. ಓದುವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ you should be careful. You should observe the key terms, observe and absorb. Okay, but even then, if some unexpected questions comes, it will be difficult for each and everyone. So then cutoff will obviously, okay, reduce. So then what is this Panchayat Advancement Index anta helidvi? So what is this PI, Panchayat Advancement Index? So this is a first comprehensive data driven framework that will evaluate the performance of ಪಂಚಾಯತ್. ಸೊ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್. ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 9 themes of local SDGs, local sustainable developmental goals. Okay, SDGs, sustainable developmental goals, SDGs anta idave. So these sustainable development goals are United Nations sustainable development goals. So there are 17 SDGs idave. Okay, you can write this as homework, read about sustainable development goals. There are 17 sustainable development goals declared by United Nations, okay, for the entire world. So these sustainable development goals ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, these have been localized by India. Okay, localized ಅಂದ್ರೆ the panchayats also should realize these SDGs, localized SDGs: poverty free, enhanced livelihoods, healthy village, child friendly village, gender friendly village, water sufficient village, clean and green village, self sufficient infrastructure, socially just and socially secured village, good governance village. So these are the 9 themes. So you are going to measure the advancement of panchayat using these 9 themes. So these are the localized SDGs. So the significance is it will promote evidence based planning and decision making at the panchayat level. It will encourage healthy competition among the gram panchayat. Okay, so when you are awarding some panchayats, it will lead to healthy competition. So other panchayats will also learn and they will try to advance themselves. Supports localization of SDGs, I told you. It will strengthen transparent, accountable and data driven governance. So ethics class, I think you know what is transparency, accountability. Okay, so this gold award recognizes Panchayat Advancement Index as a transformative digital initiative advancing data driven governance and empowering the Gram Panchayat for Viksit Bharat. Okay, so that is about this Panchayat Advancement Index. Ramsar Convention. Okay, Jai Prakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary is India's 100th Ramsar site. Okay, so some of you might question, who is this Jai Prakash Narayan? What is this Ramsar site? Okay, so who is Jai Prakash Narayan? Okay, so ನಿಮಗೇನು post independence ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. So there you will read about Jai Prakash Narayan, so who brought total revolution. ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ? ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ, total revolution. Okay, that you will study in post independence. So now just read that. So with his name, a bird sanctuary has been named as Jai Prakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary. So ಅಥವಾ it was previously called as Suratal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ರು. It has been renamed into Jai Prakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary. So this is in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so Ramsar site andre ಏನು, that we will study later. Now we will study about this Jai Prakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary. So the significance ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this Jai Prakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this has become India's 100th Ramsar site. Okay, what is this Ramsar site? Ramsar site ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, now you should know about the Ramsar Convention. Okay, so this Ramsar is a place in Iran. Okay, present Iran ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is a place called as Ramsar. So in this Ramsar a conference happened. Okay, a conference happened. So this mainly aimed to conserve wetlands. ವೆಟ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆಟ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಸೊ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ which is wet. So wetland is nothing but a place that is covered by water, be it salt water, fresh water, or it can be somewhere in between andre brackish water. Okay, so that we can call it as generally wetland anteli ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So these rivers, marshes, mangroves, floodplains, lagoons, lakes, okay, these are all the example of wetlands. Generally wetlands ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, but legally there is something else I will tell you. So this Ramsar Convention was adopted in this 1971 in Ramsar of Iran, but this entered into force in 1975. So this is an intergovernmental treaty. So treaty nalli there are different types. A treaty can be international treaty, intergovernmental treaty. Okay, so international treaty andre of course maybe governments will be involved and non-government agencies can also be involved. Intergovernment anta helidre it is between the governments of countries, that is we call it as intergovernmental. So this is a intergovernmental treaty. So the objective was to protect the wise use of wetlands of international importance. Okay, wise use. ಏನು wise use ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ proper use of the wetlands, wise use of wetlands of international importance. Andre some wetlands can be declared as wetlands of international importance. Okay, they hold such a significance that they can be declared as these are the wetlands of international importance, and there is a need to conserve such wetlands and species that are there in that. That is the main objective of this Ramsar Convention. So I told you these are the wetlands. So okay, now you know Ramsar Convention andre ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ. Now we will read this Jayaprakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary or Sura Tal. So this is the 100th Ramsar site that has been declared as wetland of international importance. Okay, so India is standing at the 3rd position globally when it comes to the number of Ramsar sites. Okay, so first is UK 176 sites, Mexico 144, third is India. So which is the state in India with largest Ramsar sites? Not UP. It is not UP, not MP. I will give you a hint, it is a Google search ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? ಹಾಂ ಮತ್ತೆ okay, it is Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this Suratal, this is the 13th Ramsar site in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so I told you what are the wetlands. So avagale ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ wetland, it is generally considered as a wetland. Now according to this Ramsar Convention, which is a wetland? According to Ramsar Convention, the areas of marsh, fen, peatland or water, whether natural or artificial. Okay, understand and observe these keywords. Either it can be natural or artificial, permanent or temporary also. Okay, containing static or flowing fresh, brackish or saline water, including shallow marine areas up to 6 meters deep at low tide. So now tell me, is Arabian Sea, is it a wetland? So I told you marine area up to 6 meters deep. Okay, marine area up to 6 meters. Andre so land in the ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರ you can consider it as a wetland. Okay, this is according to the Ramsar Convention. Okay, either natural or artificial, permanent or temporary, static or flowing. Okay, it can be anything, but when it comes to marine, it should be up to 6 meters deep. Now, according to India, what is a wetland? Okay, so India has defined it in Wetlands Conservation and Management Rules of 2017. 17 alli it has defined, but it has excluded these, that is river channels, paddy fields, drinking water tanks, and water bodies specifically created for aquaculture, salt production, recreation or irrigation. So these are excluded from the definition according to Indian law. So you should be careful. What is a wetland generally? What is a wetland defined by Ramsar Convention? What is the wetland that is excluded by the India's law? That is Wetland Conservation and Management Rules of 2017. So this mainly excludes the main river channels, paddy fields, okay, the farmer paddy fields, that will be excluded, drinking water tanks, they will be excluded, and water bodies for aquaculture, salt production, recreation or irrigation. So these are mainly excluded. Okay, so now about this bird sanctuary. Okay, features about this bird sanctuary. So this lies in Ganga river basin. Okay, Uttar Pradesh. Ganga nadi ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿತದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಗಂಗಾ ನದಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹರಿತದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿತದೆ? ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ UP, ಬಿಹಾರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. So this bird sanctuary ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is in the Ganga river basin. Okay, so it is a large natural oxbow lake formed by the meandering course of Ganga river. So some of you freshers, maybe it is a bit difficult to understand what is this meandering, what is this oxbow lake. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಸಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನದಿ ಹರಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ನದಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿತಾ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೆಂಡರಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೆಂಡರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟರ್, ರಿವರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್, ಓಕೆ, ರಾಕ್ಸ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟೆಡ್, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೇಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೇಕ್ ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತು ರಿವರಿಂದ. ಆ ಲೇಕ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಸ್ಬೋ ಲೇಕ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೇಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸ್ಬೋ ಲೇಕ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಚುರಿ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ Oxbow Lake. It is a large natural oxbow lake formed by meandering course of the Ganga river. Okay, next second important feature ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this bird sanctuary ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this falls in a Central Asian flyway. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಫ್ಲೈವೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಲೈವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೈವೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಫ್ಲೈವೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಷ್ಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಅಫ್ಘಾನಿಸ್ತಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಚೈನಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ಕಜಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್, ಕಿರ್ಗಿಜ್ಸ್ತಾನ್, ಉಜ್ಬೇಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್, ಈ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, ದೋಸ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಫ್ಲೈವೇ. ದ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫ್ಲೈ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಫ್ಲೈವೇ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ bird sanctuary will fall in this Central Asian flyway. Okay, so it is a critical stopover for these birds. When the birds travel in this flyway, they will stop at this wetland. Okay, so these are the notable species that they have given. Okay, and aquatic life. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಡೀಪಾಗಿ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಡ. Mammalian presence is also there. Okay, there are fishing cats in this bird sanctuary. And there is also cultural significance. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this Suratal is associated with local historical, religious and traditional beliefs also. So thus it is a important from the culture perspective of Uttar Pradesh. So now what is the use of declaring this Suratal as a Ramsar site? What is the use andre? This is the use. It will enhance conservation of this wetland ecosystem, supports the migratory birds and native biodiversity, promotes sustainable management and ecotourism, strengthens India's leadership in wetland conservation globally. So this is the importance of declaring a particular bird sanctuary as a 100th Ramsar site. Okay, so we need to read some other facts here. So firstly, World Wetland Day, 2nd February. Largest Ramsar site in world. I told you the Ramsar sites andre, these are sites of international importance. Okay, one such largest in area wise largest anta tagondre, there is something called as Pantanal wetland. Pantanal wetland in South America. And this Pantanal wetland is spread over 3 countries: Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay. Okay, BBP. Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay. Okay, it is spread over 3 countries. See, now the Ramsar Convention was adopted in 1975, entered into force in 1975, but India joined this convention in 1982. Okay, so now what is the inference that you can draw? India joined in 1982, but it came into force in 1975 itself. What is the inference that you can draw anta helidre? India was not a founding member of this convention. India was not a founding member. ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಫೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, that is how UPSC will ask the question. They will give a statement, India was a founding member of Ramsar Convention. Okay, that is how, when you read the previous year questions repeatedly, you will get to know how to read also. So this came into force in 1975, but India entered in 1982. So that means India was not a founding member of this convention. So India dalli, including this, we have now 100 sites. Okay, highest in Asia, Asian continent alli highest andre this is India. And these are some of the major Ramsar sites of India: Chilika in Odisha, Ecology National Park in Rajasthan, Harike wetland. Okay, take one more homework. List down the wetlands, important wetlands, not each and every one, important ones. Okay, and Ramsar in this Ramsar convention there is something called as Montrix record. Okay, ಏನಿದು Montrix record ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, if some wetlands need more protection, more keen protection ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, those can be placed in this Montrix record. That means these wetlands are threatened. Okay, their ecological character is threatened and conservation is urgently needed. Okay, see, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು species if it is under threat, I told you IUCN will classify into categories: critically endangered, endangered, threatened. Same way, ಒಂದು wetland ಗೆ conservation ಬೇಕಾದರೆ, if its ecological character is disturbed, if it needs urgent conservation efforts, it can be placed in this Montrix record. And in India, we have two such wetlands that are placed in Montrix record. One is Ecology National Park in Rajasthan. Another is Loktak Lake in Manipur. Okay, Ecology National Park in Rajasthan. Another is Loktak Lake in Manipur. And important ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಲಿಕಾ ಲೇಕ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಒಡಿಶಾ, this was also there in this Montrix record. But by taking of the conservation efforts, it has been now removed out of Montrix record. Okay, so there can be question related to that also. Chilka Lake was previously in this Montrix record, now it is not there. Presently we have two, that is Ecology National Park Rajasthan, Loktak Lake Manipur in Montrix record from India. Okay, and some more facts. The largest Ramsar site in India is Sundarban. Largest Ramsar site I am telling. Okay, West Bengal ali you know Sundarbans, right? Sundarban is a mangrove forest. Okay, so this is the largest Ramsar site in India. Smallest is Bengaluru wetland in Tamil Nadu. The state with maximum Ramsar site is Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is the wetland conservation rules of 2017 by Ministry of Environment. Okay, so this is about entirely about the Ramsar Convention. Okay, Ramsar Convention primarily deals with conservation of wetlands. Good. Consider the following statements. Ramsar Convention was adopted in Iran. India became a party to the convention in 1982. Montrix record list threatened Ramsar sites. All of them. Jayaprakash Narayan Bird Sanctuary or Suratal is located in Okay, so this is related to sun's cycle. Okay, Kodaikanal Solar Observatory data and the sun's 11-year activity cycle. Okay, Kodaikanal Solar Observatory ellide? Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is a solar observatory. Solar observatory andre eno? It will observe the sun's activities. Okay, what is that is going on the sun's surface. A sun will have 11-year of cycle. So what is this cycle? What is the meaning of the cycle? Solar cycle andre eno? See, sun, within sun, okay, there are lot of activities going on. Okay, there will be solar flares erupting from the sun. Yes, what is this called? Coronal mass ejection. Not corona. Okay, so because of all these activities, sun's surface allo kuda there will be changes. When there is more activity, when there is more changes on the surface, adana solar maximum anta heltare. When there is less activity, it is called as the solar minimum. So don't think ee tara kotta takshana don't think sun is rotating anta alla. Okay, it is not rotating. Rather, internally there are some activities that are going on. So this one the cycle mugiyadke adana it will take 11 years. Solar minimum to solar maximum. So a sun will have 11 years of solar cycle. Okay, sun our star. So sun is also a star. Okay, so within sun there is lot of activities like nuclear fusion as a energy source will be there. Okay, magnetic activities, all of this will take place. Okay, this will happen mainly through the convection. So convection andre eno? Convection. So yes, flow ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So the energy will move up, again it will cool down and it will come back, again it will move up. So this is a convection cycle. So even within the earth also there will be convection cycles. Magma ಓದಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, magma, volcanic eruption. So the same magma will come up, it will go down. So this, even in earth also there is convection cycle, and same in sun also there is convection cycle. So because of this cycle it will lead to the formation of these patterns, granulation and super granulation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. So granulation ಅಂದರೆ it is a bubble like structure or cell. See, we tell it is a small, but it is of 1000 kilometers. Super granulation will be 30,000 kilometers on the sun's surface. So these structures will form granulation and super granulation. And the super granulation, the lifetime is only 24 hours. Okay, because of this convection, the structures will form on the surface of the sun. These are called as granulation, super granulation. Granulation is of size 1000 km, super granulation 30,000 km, and super granulation ಏನideyalla, the lifetime is only 24 hours. Okay, it will die off in 24 hours. Again the another will form because of convection. So I have explained you what is solar cycle. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ, ಏನೇನು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೇರ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಡನ್ ಬರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸನ್. ಈಗ ವೋಲ್ಕೆನೋ, ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಹೆಂಗೆ ವೋಲ್ಕೆನೋ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ದೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಸಡನ್ ಬರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೇರ್. ಕೊರೋನಲ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಇಜೆಕ್ಷನ್. Coronal mass ejection, the huge cloud of plasma will emerge from the sun. High solar radiation. So these are the solar activities that will be going on. Because of this activity, sun surface mele these structures will form. Okay, and this activity is called as a solar cycle, which will take 11 years for one cycle. Okay, so what is the impact of this in space weather? So it can affect satellites, GPS, okay, electricity, grid connection on earth, idanella impact ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Communication systems can be impacted. Astronauts in the space can also be impacted because of this. Okay, so Kodaikanal Solar Observatory. So this is one of India's oldest solar observatories, established in 1904 during British time. It has provided world's longest continuous records of solar observation over 100 years. So this is about Kodaikanal Solar Observatory. So it is one of India's oldest. I am not telling it is the oldest. It is one of India's oldest solar observatories. Okay, so in the 11-year cycle, what will happen? Solar minimum andre low activity will be there. When there is low activity, few granules, super granulation will form. So the sunspots will also be less. Increasing activity, more sunspots will be there. Then it will reach a solar maximum where there will be high activity. Okay, so there will be many sunspots, coronal mass ejections, flares, all of these will happen on the sun. So again there will be decreasing activity, again the next solar minimum. So this entire will take a 11 years cycle. So now the significance is, it can help you to understand the sun surface pattern change ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು ನೀವು. You can predict future solar activities, supports preparedness for space weather, impacts on the technology and society. So ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So if you can track the solar cycle, when there is solar maximum, you can reduce the space activities, right? Okay, you can take caution towards electricity, communication, all of this. So this tracking the solar cycle can help in this. Okay, and another important thing you should know is the sunspots. Illen sunspots ಆಗ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, these are cooler and they are darker regions on the sun surface. ಕೂಲರ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟಚ್, ಇದನ್ನು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕೂಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ. ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ದ ಅದರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್, ಬೇರೆ ಸನ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬಿಟ್ ಲೋವರ್ ಇನ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಕೂಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಡಾರ್ಕರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ದ ಅದರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸನ್. Okay, so that is about the solar cycle. The sun's 11-year solar cycle is primarily associated with periodic changes in sunspots, solar magnetic activity, solar flares. Yes, correct. Okay, now mission for cotton production. Mission for cotton productivity. Okay, 2026 to 2031. Okay, take 5 minutes break. Okay, we'll come back again. Okay, so this is mission for cotton productivity. So Government of India has launched a mission spanning 2026 to 2031 to improve the cotton productivity. Okay, so it has allocated this budget 5,659 crores from 2026 to 2031. So this is to address the stagnation in the cotton yields. Okay, yield andre ಏನು? Output per, not per year, output per acre. Okay, that is called as, that is what conceptual clarity. UPSC wants conceptual clarity. They don't want intelligent minds. Okay, but they want a clear mind. Okay, they don't want a superhuman. They want a human. Okay, so that is how basics alle conceptual clarity check ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. That is UPSC. Understand this. So whenever you read something, you should have the curiosity to know its meaning and understand it clearly. Okay, yield is output per acre or hectare. Okay, that is yield. So mainly to address this stagnation in the cotton yield, control the pest related losses, improve the fiber quality, cotton quality, reduce the import dependency, boost India's global textile competitiveness. Okay, this is the main aim. So this was announced in this year's budget 25-26. Okay, so these are the focus areas. Climate smart cotton. So since there is climate change, we need a climate smart cotton growing methods, pest resistance cotton, high yielding varieties, extra long staple cotton. Extra long staple cotton in the sense the fiber quality should be superior. It should be useful for the textile applications. Okay, so who will implement? It is being implemented by the two ministries. One is Ministry of Agriculture, of course cotton. Okay, it is under Ministry of Agriculture. Another is Ministry of Textiles. Okay, because cotton is mainly used for textile production. Okay, so this is, and the technology used is advanced plant breeding, biotechnology, improved seed development. Okay, so initially it will cover 140 districts, 14 major cotton growing states also. So which are those 14 major cotton growing states anta helidre? These are the 14 major cotton growing states. Northern part alli Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. Okay, these three. Central zone tagondre Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and south alli Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So these are the major cotton growing states. Okay, so this is aligned with 5F vision of India. So ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, but you can use it in the mains answer writing. This is aligned with 5F vision of farm, fiber, factory, fashion and foreign in the sense export. So targets by 2031, these are the targets that cotton production should become 498 lakh bales. Bales andre one bale is equal to 170 kg. So we should reach 498 bales. Cotton yield currently per hectare. So you should understand the difference between acre and hectare. Okay, 1 acre andre 40 kuntas. Okay, 1 hectare andre 2.5 acres. Okay, so as I told you, the special focus is on extra long staple cotton. Okay, it is to improve the quality of the fiber. Okay, and mainly it will focus on this species, that is Gossypium barbadensis. This is the cotton species that will be focused on. Fiber length, for to be called as extra long staple cotton, the fiber length should be 30 mm and more than that. Okay, so that it will have premium quality, superior yarn strength, luxury textiles and high export value also. So this is the main focus. Okay, so now the basics about cotton. What is the state of cotton cultivation in India? So cotton is also called as what? White gold ಅಂತಾನು ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೈಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಒನ್. ಯಾರೋ ಅವಳ ಹೆಸರು ಆ್ಯಂಕರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಳಲ್ಲ, ಅವಳ ಹೆಸರೇನು? ಅನುಶ್ರೀ. ಹಾಂ, ಅನುಶ್ರೀ ಇದಲ್ಲ, that white gold is different. This is cotton is a white gold. Okay, so this cotton will contribute about 1/4 of the global India. The cotton output in India, it will contribute to 1/4 of global cotton output. Okay, and India is world's second largest producer of cotton as well as consumer of cotton after China. Okay, but India is having largest cultivation area. India is second largest producer and consumer, but when you take area of cultivation of cotton, India is largest, okay, with respect to area, but with respect to productivity it is nearly 20%. Okay, that is the concern. Productivity is the concern. Understand the difference between production and productivity. ಏನು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸು? ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಏನು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್? ಹಾಂ, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್. ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ output per hectare or acre. Okay, that is productivity. Okay, you study for 12 hours is production. Just I am giving example. You study 12 hours is a production. Okay, but how much you retained is the productivity. Okay, so now cotton growing conditions. ಯಾವ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಟನ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? It is a subtropical crop. Okay, again geography insert ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಸಬ್ ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, you should know that. It is a subtropical crop. It requires warm, sunny, frost free climate. Frost free ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮಂಜು ಬೀಳುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್, but it should be a frost free climate. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ because of frost it will harm this, ಇದೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, this cotton ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, okay, it can be harmed because of frost. It should be a frost free climate. It grows well in deep alluvial soils. Alluvial soils are the soils deposited by river. Okay, river channel iruttalla, that is called as alluvial soil. Okay, and black clay soil, central India, red black mixed soil. Okay, it can be well grown in this kind of soils. It can withstand some salinity. Okay, if there is salinity in the water or in the soil, it can withstand this salinity, but it is vulnerable to water logging. ಏನು ವಾಟರ್ ಲಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ? Stagnant water. So when you grow this cotton in a field, okay, if water is stagnant, it can impact this crop. Okay, so it is vulnerable to water logging, and it is primarily a kharif crop. Okay, you know the different agriculture seasons, right? Kharif, Rabi, Zaid. Kharif ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Kharif season is mainly a monsoon season, rainy season. Kharif, that is from June ಇಂದ ಮಾನ್ಸೂನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. rainfall season. From June to September it is a rainy season, that is a Kharif season. Okay, so this is about the basics about cotton. So I told you cotton growing states. ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಜನ್, ನಾರ್ತಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೌತಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ 2024-25 ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಟನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಜರಾತ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ತೆಲಂಗಾಣ, fourth is Karnataka. Okay, Maharashtra is the topmost cotton producing state. Okay, so these are the major states which are of 9 major cotton growing states. Okay, I told you northern zone. So ee zone ideyalla, northern zone, central zone, southern zone, these are the agroecological zones. Okay, another homework, try to find out agroecological zones in India. ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವೆ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು agroecological zones. Okay, work on this. Okay, so in this cotton types ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is hybrid cotton, there is BT cotton, and there is a HTBT cotton. Okay, so hybrid ಅಂದ್ರೆ there will not be any genetic level modifications ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So we call it as a hybrid. This is a cross breeding, cross pollination. BT cotton, Bacillus thuringiensis, that is a gene that is taken from this microorganism, Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, so this is a genetically modified crop. It will protect against the bollworm disease. Okay, it is a genetically modified. Another is there HTBT cotton. HTBT andre it is herbicide tolerant. Herbicide tolerant. Herbicide andre ಏನು? ಹರ್ಬಿಸೈಡ್, ಕಳೆನಾಶಕ. ರೈತರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಹರ್ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಟಾಲರೆಂಟ್, ಹರ್ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಳೆನಾಶಕ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಡದೇ ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬೆಳೀತದಲ್ಲ, ಹುಲ್ಲು ಇಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾಯಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಕಳೆನಾಶಕ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹರ್ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಟಾಲರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಾರಿ, ಹರ್ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಟನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟಾಲರೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ herbicide, that is called as herbicide tolerant, but this is not legally allowed in India, herbicide tolerant. Still there are experiment studies that are going on whether it will be useful for the ecology, ಏನಾದರೂ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. So that is why it is not yet approved for commercial cultivation. This is allowed. BT cotton, hybrid cotton is there. Okay, so this is a UPSC previous year question. Okay, this is a UPSC previous year question. The crop is subtropical in nature. A hard frost is injurious. First line ಓದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಂತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಿದು ಅಂತ? Hard frost is injurious. It requires at least 210 frost free days and 50 to 100 centimeters of rainfall for its growth. A light, well drained soil capable of retaining moisture is ideally suited for the cultivation of the crop. ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಟನ್ ಅಂತ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೆಡ್, ಹೌ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದಿಸ್? Sugar cane needs more water. Then see, just now you studied in cotton that it is a subtropical in nature. Okay, hard frost is injurious to it, but I did not give this data. 210 frost free days helilla, 50 to 100 centimeters, I did not tell this. Okay, light, well drained soil capable of retaining this. How you can conclude ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, I told you that alluvial soil and black soil are suitable for cultivation. So this black soil can retain the moisture more. Okay, yes, okay, that you should know, is ideally suited for the cultivation of the crop. Okay, this moisture, retaining moisture is ideally suited for the cultivation of crop. Okay, so now suppose say hard frost is injurious. Okay, you know what is a hard frost? You should be able to sugar cane, there is nothing will happen to the sugar cane. Okay, tea cultivation ide, but the rainfall required is more. It is usually grown in the hilly areas. Tea, even the jute also. Okay, if we can eliminate, then you can go to this cotton. Okay, so what I wanted to tell is, whatever you read, okay, before the exam, the same may not reflect in the final exam. Whatever you read here may not reflect in the final exam. So there will be some other, facts, some other things which you have to infer based on the knowledge that you have already gained. Okay, suppose there is a question, the UPSC will give statements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how many of them are correct, how many of them are incorrect anta kottaga, so you might have studied about a topic illi, so you may know 3 statements, the others two statements you might not have studied, and these 2 statements how you should answer is, that is based on the knowledge that you already gained. You cannot you cannot study all the things and go to the exam hall. The basic understanding that you have, that should help you to infer, that will help you to analyze the question, that ability you should develop. Consider the following statements regarding the Mission for Cotton Productivity 2026 to 31. It was announced in the Union Budget 25-26. Aims to promote extra long staple cotton cultivation. The mission is implemented solely by Ministry of Textiles. ಯಾವ ministries? Yes, Ministry of Agriculture plus Ministry of Textiles. Seeks to enhance cotton productivity through biotechnology and advanced plant breeding. This is what I am telling. You should, based on the basic knowledge that you have gained, you should be able to answer now. Seeks to enhance cotton productivity through, see, when you want to increase the productivity of something, how you will improve it? By using the technology, biotechnology, right? Then option 1 to 4, yes. Extra long staple cotton is associated with fiber length exceeding 30 mm, Gossypium barbadensis species, premium textile manufacturing. I told you, right? Extra long staple means 30 mm or more. The fiber length should be 30 mm or more. Okay, this is correct. This is also correct. Premium textile manufacturing. Of course, I told you extra long staple can lead to premium textile manufacturing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. With reference to cotton cultivation in India, consider the following. India has the largest area under cotton cultivation in the world. Yes, I told you. China is the largest producer and consumer. Second is India. But with respect to area of cultivation, India is having the largest area. Okay, cotton is highly tolerant to prolonged waterlogging. I told you, I draw something like this. I told water, right? It is poor resistant to the waterlogging. Okay, neer jaasti nintre, it can harm this crop. Okay, this is wrong. Cotton is primarily a kharif crop. Black cotton soil is particularly suitable for cotton cultivation. Yes, I told. Okay, so 1, 3, 4. Okay, India's strategic resource frontier. So previously the northeast was considered to be the border of India, but now it has become important even in terms of the resources, especially the critical resources, because the Geological Survey of India has identified some of the critical minerals presence in these northeastern states. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya. So these are the northeastern states, but Geological Survey of India has identified the resources in Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, yes, and Mizoram. Okay, in these states. So observe the boundary of the states. If you take this Assam, okay, it is touching boundary with all these northeastern states. Arunachal Pradesh touch ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, ಇಲ್ಲಿ Tripura, okay, Meghalaya. So Assam is touching boundary with all these northeastern states. Okay, so here is Meghalaya, ಇಲ್ಲಿ Bangladesh ಇದೆ, so Tripura and Meghalaya, okay, these are touching the borders of Bangladesh. So Mizoram is touching this side, Myanmar, Tripura is also touching Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal. Okay, so remember, Assam is not touching Myanmar. So this critical minerals andre ಏನು, critical minerals are nothing but these are the minerals like lithium, graphite, vanadium, cobalt, nickel and other rare earth elements which are useful, okay, in technology like semiconductor agirli or the renewable energy sources like solar cells. So idarella use ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ you can use these critical minerals. Okay, so this has covered these many, as I told you, these are the minerals. Okay, so importance of Northeast for India is resource security. Okay, clean energy, you can use these critical minerals in all these sectors, sustainable development, infrastructure growth, strategic depth and national self-reliance. Okay, this is the importance of the Northeast to India. Okay, the Geological Survey of India has undertook critical mineral exploration projects in which of the following northeastern states? Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland correct? Okay. Which one of the following best? Okay, sorry, no agila. Okay, so US micro reactor and a small modular reactor push. Okay, what is this small modular reactor and micro reactor? So this is something related to the nuclear energy. Okay, in the production of nuclear energy you will use this small modular reactor and micro reactors. Okay, so why it was news andre private US company Mark 0 anta that has demonstrated that a reactor has achieved first criticality, marking its progress in small modular reactor development. So based on this UPSC can ask, so recently there was a term called as first criticality. What is the meaning of this? Or it is related to what anta kelbodu. Okay, so first criticality anta helidre, okay, when a nuclear reactor has achieved self sustaining nuclear chain reaction, illide nodi. Okay, when the reactor achieves its stage of self sustaining nuclear reaction, okay, that stage is called as first criticality. Initially in the reaction they will initiate the chain reaction, but it will reach a stage where it itself will start doing this it will start this self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction for the first time. That is called as the first criticality anta heltivi. Okay, so now what is this small modular reactor and micro reactor? Small modular anta helidre, so this is a nuclear reactor which can generate up to 300 megawatts per module. Okay, this is specifically designed for the factory production, modular deployment and flexible power generation. So the small module, see there will be large modular reactors also, okay, which can generate more power, but these are smaller ones which can generate up to 300 megawatts or 300 units of power. Okay, whereas micro reactors anta helidre, they are even smaller than this, which can generate 10 to 20 megawatts. So ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಆರ್ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ which requires less power, ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ micro reactors can be used. Okay, in some other you can use the small modulars, in larger ones you can use the large modular reactors also. Okay, so in a nuclear reactor henge electricity generate agutte, it is mainly the electricity will be generated through nuclear fission. Okay, there is a difference between fission and fusion. ಏನಂಗಂದ್ರೆ yes. Okay, so present level of nuclear technology nalli, it is this nuclear fission that is being used. Okay, nuclear fusion is not being used, it is still in experimental stage. Because nuclear fusion ಆದರೆ it can generate high amount of energy. So this is still in experimental stage, but ಇವಾಗಿರೋ nuclear reactors ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, they are all working in this fission technology. Okay, so mainly the uranium, okay, atoms ಏನಿದೆ, they will split and they will release the energy. Okay, uranium atom, they will split and they will release the energy. That is how they will generate the electricity. So these small modular reactors ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, they will support the base load power. Base load power ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Base load power ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is a minimum power that is required. Yes, okay, this is the minimum power. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, base load, this is the minimum power that is required. So these small modular reactors can produce this base load power which is minimum and required, and it should be constant always. But solar ಮತ್ತು wind ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, they will produce intermittent power. Okay, solar ಬಿಸಿಲಿದ್ದಾಗ solar energy can be produced, wind blow ಆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ wind energy can be produced. Okay, these are intermittent, not constant, but this can produce the energy continuously without any intermittent. Okay, so small modular micro reactors I have told you. Okay, so why it matters ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, clean energy can be produced because of nuclear energy, energy security can be improved, industrial growth ಕೂಡ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and defense strategic capability can also be improved. Position US as a leader in next gen nuclear technology. Okay, so this is by a US company. Which one of the following best describes first criticality in a nuclear reactor? Achievement of self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. Okay, for the first time, that is also should be there, but ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ that is most relevant. Consider the following statements regarding small modular reactors. They generate up to about 300 megawatts or units per module. They are designed for factory production. They can provide base load power. They rely on nuclear fusion technology. Nuclear fission. Okay, you should be careful when you are reading nuclear fission. Okay, otherwise all of them 1 to 3 is correct. Okay, Kaziranga National Park Raptor and Stork Diversity Survey 2025. ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇದು ಕಜಿರಂಗ? Okay, Kaziranga National Park. So recently they have done a raptor and stork diversity. So raptors andre eno? Raptors are nothing but these are birds of prey. Okay, they will prey on some other species. Birds of prey anta heltivi, like eagles, hawks. Okay, these are the birds of prey. ಅದನ್ನ raptors ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Storks ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ long bills and long legs. Okay, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಕ್ಕರೆ ಬೆಳ್ಳೂರು, ರಂಗನತಿಟ್ಟು bird sanctuary. So they also have these stork species. Okay, India has 8 stork species. Okay, ಈ storks ಅಲ್ಲಿ there are 8 different species, and Assam is having all these 8 species. Okay, that is the speciality. Asian open bill was most abundant. Okay, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ different types ಇದಾವೆ. Asian open bill was abundant. Greater adjutant stork is IUCN endangered, and this was the rarest found. Okay, so when it comes to raptors, India has 112 species. Kaziranga supports about 50 raptor species. So these are different types of storks. Okay, this one is in endangered category. Greater adjutant stork endangered. Asian open bill most abundant. Okay, so now about Kaziranga National Park. So this Kaziranga is located in Assam. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985. It is under natural category. See, UNESCO World Heritage Site alli there are different categories. Cultural anta ide, natural anta irtade. Okay, so this is under a natural category and located in Brahmaputra floodplains. Brahmaputra river flows through Assam, Arunachal Pradesh to Assam. So this is located on this Brahmaputra floodplain, and it is also famous for one-horned rhinoceros. Okay, rhinoceros alli one horn, double horn idave, but Kaziranga is known for one-horned rhinoceros. Kaziranga National Park is located in Brahmaputra floodplain. See, once a question was asked in UPSC, match the following: Kaziranga National Park, Manas River. Okay, so that is why I now took that simple question. It is located on Brahmaputra, not on Manas. Okay, so Jharkhand exports first fresh mango consignment to United Kingdom. Okay, what is so special if Jharkhand exports mangoes? Okay, see, the special is Apeda is a body, okay, which will support the commercial export of the agricultural products, here fresh mangoes from Jharkhand to the United Kingdom. Okay, this agricultural and processed food products export development authority, APEDA, this will mainly promote the exports of agricultural production. Okay, so either it can be a processed food or it can be a ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಅ ರಾ ಫುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಅಪೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಅಪೇಡ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟೆಡ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಜಾರ್ಖಂಡ್ ಟು United Kingdom. Okay, and it has exported these variety of mangoes, Amrapali mangoes from Odisha. Okay, and it was a woman-led initiative. Women, they have formed a farmer producing company, FPC or FPO ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So through this woman-led initiative, they have exported this Amrapali mangoes. ಓಕೆ, ಎಫ್ ಪಿ ಓಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎಫ್ ಪಿ ಸಿಸ್, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅಪೇಡಾ ಇಸ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇತ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ದೋ ಇಟ್ supports agricultural and processed food products and export, it comes under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It is a statutory body. ಏನು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯುಟರಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯುಟರಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ 1985. Which of the following statements regarding APEDA is correct? C. A statutory body established under Act of Parliament 1985. Okay, so next is related to the land port management system. Land port management system. Okay, so this is a digital platform to integrate the land ports into a unified system. Okay, it is a digital initiative. So what is the objective? It will enable interoperable, efficient and transparent technology driven management of the land ports. See, observe this. There is difference between land ports, sea ports. This is related to land ports. So how this is going? This digital system will help is there will be real-time information availability. Okay, about real-time exchange of logistics and regulatory information. Okay, inclusion and coordination, it will include the various stakeholders like government agencies, private operators, digitization. Okay, it will ensure digital workflow of the cargo so that you can track the consignments. Okay, integration with the platforms, it is integrated with the platforms called as IceGate and ULIP. IceGate is Indian Customs Electronic Gateway. Indian Custom Electronic Gateway. So can you tell me it is related to what? Customs, import and export. Okay, so this is mainly related to the import and export. This IceGate is another digital platform, Indian Customs Electronic Gateway. So this land port management system ಏನidella, this is integrated with this platform as well as ULIP. ULIP is Unit Linked Insurance Plan. Unit Linked Insurance Plan ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? See, unit linked insurance plan andre when you pay a premium for insurance, idralli some portion will go to the insurance, some portion will go for investment. Okay, investment like equity, okay, buying of the share stock, okay, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is a hybrid system, unit linked insurance plan. ULIP is also another digital platform. This is integrated with these two, IceGate and ULIP. And efficient and transparent border management. See, seaport will help you in sea-led trade. Okay, that is seaport. This is a land port. Through land, any export or import, so that will take place through this land port. Okay, so these are significance and all. Okay, so here are the key land ports. Okay, just observe ellelidave land ports. So firstly, this Land Ports Authority of India, LPAI, Land Ports Authority of India. So this is a statutory body under Border Management Department, Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, it is responsible to develop and manage land ports, facilitate the trade, connectivity and regional cooperation. So currently this Land Ports Authority of India operates 15 land ports across India's international borders. So where are these 15? So here are these 15 land ports that helps in international trade. Majority of them are in India-Bangladesh border. Okay, India-Bangladesh border. Okay, Petropole in West Bengal. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಸರು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, but if something in news you should know. India-Bangladesh Petropole in West Bengal, Dauki in Meghalaya, Sutarkandi and Golakganj and Mankachar in Assam, Agartala, Srimantpura and Sabrum in Tripura. Okay, so India-Bangladesh ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, 8 ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಅಟ್ಟಾರಿ ಇನ್ ಪಂಜಾಬ್, ದೇರಾ ಬಾಬಾ ನಾನಕ್ ಇನ್ ಪಂಜಾಬ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ನೇಪಾಳಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ರೂಪೈದಿಹಾ ಇನ್ UP, ರಕ್ಸೌಲ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಹಾರ್, ಜೋಗ್ಬಾನಿ ಇನ್ ಬಿಹಾರ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಭೂತಾನಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇದೆ, ದರಂಗ ಇನ್ ಅಸ್ಸಾಂ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಮೈನಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇದೆ, ಮೋರೆ ಇನ್ ಮಣಿಪುರ್. Okay, so these are the different land ports that are there, and these are being regulated by Land Ports Authority of India. Consider the following statements. Land Port Management System introduces end-to-end digital workflows for cargo and passenger processing. It is integrated with IceGate and ULIP. It is designed exclusively for seaports. I told you this is not for seaport, right? Okay, it is for land port. Okay, integration with IceGate ULIP, correct. Introduces end-to-end digital workflows for cargo and passenger processing. Okay, 1 and 2. Land Port Authority of India is statutory body under Department of Border Management. Under which ministry? Home Ministry. Okay, so now it is about the FIFA. So ಇವಾಗ FIFA World Cup ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲ್. Okay, it is Federation Internationale de Football Association, FIFA. Okay, so these days UPSC is also focusing on sports news. Okay, not very small alla, the big international events or the national events. Okay, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ questions ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. So in that case FIFA will also become important from our exam point of view. Okay, you should know about the association, when it was founded, what is the composition, all of this you should know. So it was founded in 1904, headquarters in Zurich, Switzerland. Okay, administration, it is spearheaded by FIFA Congress. It is a supreme legislative body. Legislative body ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, they can make the laws and rules. Okay, and FIFA Council, it will oversee, and both of them are supported by the General Secretariat. Okay, there is a, that means what? In this governing body, there is a FIFA Congress, a legislative body, and a FIFA Council also. Okay, and also there is an independent standing committee, okay, of specialized panels who operate independently from the strategic bodies to enforce all these rules, regulations and all. Okay, so when it comes to the organization, you should know that it is having a FIFA Congress, FIFA Council, General Secretariat, and there are standing committees also. Now, coming to the FIFA World Cup, this was first held in 1930. Every 4 years, this will be conducted. India qualified this FIFA World Cup once in 1950. Okay, we qualified, but team did not participate. Okay, a nation with most titles: Brazil with 5 titles, Germany and Italy each 4 titles, Argentina with 3 titles. So most won by which country? Brazil, followed by Germany and Italy. So now coming to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, what are some special features of 2026 FIFA? Multiple nations are hosting the FIFA World Cup matches: Canada, Mexico and US. There is no single host, there are multiple hosts. They are Canada, Mexico and United States. Okay, they have expanded the tournament format, 104 matches with 32 teams advancing to the knockout stage. Okay, so these many matches will be held, 32 teams will come to the knockout stage. Knockout stage andre eno? Knockout stage andre, if you lose, you are knocked out. Okay, you will be out. Innondu feature andre AI enabled match ball. Okay, AI enabled match ball. So this AI will track the ball. Okay, so that is one. So 500 Hz motion sensor. Okay, to measure the frequency, a motion sensor will also be installed in this. Okay, and it will transmit real time spatial tracking data to assist the referees. Okay, all these technology is also involved. So this is the speciality. Okay, about opening and final match. Opening match will be in Mexico, whereas final will be in New York. Okay, because they are different hosts. So opening match will be in Mexico, final will be in New York. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. Consider the following statements regarding FIFA. Was established in 1904. Headquarters in Zurich. Which country? Okay. It governs football, futsal and beach soccer. Huh? That is also correct. It governs football, futsal and beach soccer. Okay, all of these. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. It governs football, futsal and beach soccer also. Okay, so next one is Indices launches Nirmal Sagar initiative to combat marine pollution. Okay, what is this Indices? What is Nirmal Sagar? Okay, so this is Indices ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services. This is located in Hyderabad. So it is a center for ocean information services. Okay, ocean information, be it related to the tsunami or any other things, the information will be shared by this inquest. Marine pollution, all of these will be shared by this inquest. So Nirmal Sagar, Ivaga, why it has launched Nirmal Sagar initiative andre, it wants to make this marine region, it should be pollution free, litter free. Okay, marine litter tracking program for Indian Ocean region. That is Nirmal Sagar initiative. Okay, so World Ocean Day is observed on June 8. Okay, theme. What was the theme of World Ocean Day? Reimagine beyond the world we know, a new relationship with our ocean. Okay, this was the theme. Reimagine beyond the world we know, a new relationship with our ocean. Okay, a new relationship means a new sustainable and technology driven approach to address ocean related problems. Okay, so that was the theme. So coming to the inquest, I told you it is in Hyderabad. It works under Ministry of Earth Science and provide ocean related information and services. Okay, so it will help in ocean monitoring, disaster warning, coastal safety, fishery advisory, climate study, marine resource management. For all of these it will help. Okay, about Nirmal Sagar I told you it will help to track the marine litter. Okay, in Indian Ocean region, this also should be taken care, Indian Ocean region. Okay, so key features of Nirmal Sagar, it will identify the hotspots where the litter and the marine litter, stop littering, ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಪಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, do not litter here ಅಂದರೆ you should not throw the waste. Okay, it will track marine debris. Okay, movement of marine debris. Okay, marine debris ಅಂದರೆ ಓಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಥ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, that is called as marine debris. Uses modern scientific tools to track the marine littering. Supports targeted cleanup efforts, helps in better management. Okay, alignment and support aligns with Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar campaign. Okay, so all of these. Nirmal Sagar, recently seen in the news, is related to marine litter tracking. Which of the following technologies are used under Nirmal Sagar? See, in such questions, you will have to think very broad. Okay, which of the technology? So nobody can fix that this technology only you should use, right? Whatever the technology that is useful to ensure marine pollution free, you can use that technology. Okay, this is a very broad question. So you can use any kind of technology: ocean modeling, satellite remote sensing, artificial intelligence, machine learning. ಸಾಕಾ ಸಾಕಾ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್? ಹಾಂ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಮ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್, ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್? One, let me see how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 ಇರೋದು, ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಾ ಒಂದು 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ? ಓಕೆ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ 10 minutes. Okay, so Zozila, I hope you know what is this Zojila tunnel. Okay, so Zojila tunnel is nothing but it is a tunnel that will connect Jammu Kashmir with Ladakh. Okay, so Zojila tunnel, this is in Zojila Pass. Okay, Zojila Pass. So pass andre eno, mountain pass andre eno? Yes, between two mountain ranges there will be a passage. Idana mountain pass anta heltivi. Now what is the importance of constructing a tunnel here? Yes, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಮಾಲಯಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ನೋಫಾಲ್, ಸ್ನೋ ಅವಲಾಂಚಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅ 11 kilometer tunnel to help for smooth transport. Okay, that is the importance of the Zojila tunnel. Okay, so it is around 13.14 to 14.15 kilometer long. Okay, it is an altitude of 11,578 feet. So it will connect these Kashmir Valley with Kargil and Ladakh. So illi Srinagar in Kashmir to Ladakh. Okay, in between here is a Zojila tunnel. So this tunnel is only of this much length. Okay, idella, these are all analysis. Okay, what is the need and all. Okay, next, solar firms move High Court over unreasonable mandate. Okay, what is this unreasonable mandate anta helidre? These solar companies, they have moved to the High Court saying that the government has brought an unreasonable mandate to buy only domestic manufactured solar cells and solar modules. Okay, so the government has brought this with the intention to reduce the imports. Okay, but the solar companies are not happy. What they are telling is the Indian manufactured solar modules enidavala, they are costly compared to the imported ones. So they are telling it is a unreasonable mandate anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So in this you should know two things. What is the meaning of ALMM? ALMM ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಬಲ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆರ್ is it imported. So all of these will be checked in this ALMM framework. Okay, approved list of models and manufacturers. So idralli there are two types. One is list 1 and another is list 2. List 1 will cover the domestic solar module manufacturers. List 2 will cover list 1 will cover domestic solar module manufacturers. Illi it is solar cell. See, solar cell is one cell, so this will be combined into solar modules. ALMM 1 will include solar modules, whereas 2 will include solar cell manufacturers. Okay, the modules are made by assembling the solar cells. Okay, that is there. Okay, these are all advantages. Okay, you can read that. Okay, solar value chain. Solar cell will be combined to form solar module. Those solar modules will be arranged into solar array. Solar array is nothing but it is the group of solar modules. Okay, so that will generate the electricity. Okay, then Chagos Island dispute. Ellide idu Chagos Island? Chagos Island. Illide nodi. This is India. This is Indian Ocean. Here is Chagos Island or Chagos Archipelago ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಂಗಂದ್ರೆ group of islands are called as archipelago. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. So Diego Garcia, Solomon, these are some of the islands of this Chagos archipelago, and the largest such island is Diego Garcia. Okay, so why it should be in news anta helidre Chagos Island. So initially France colonized this archipelago. Chagos Islands was colonized by France. Then in 1814 they gave it to Britain under this Treaty of Paris. Okay, now this archipelago enidiyala, this is jointly used by UK and US as a military base. Okay, now there was some news related to that the Trump has proposed to purchase this, Chagos Island anta heli there was some news dispute, that is why it was in news. Okay, this is again the history of it. Okay, then is Bhavya portal, Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana. Okay, so what is this is related to? So it is a single digital interface for end-to-end implementation of schemes, including detailed project reports, appraisal, evaluation and real-time monitoring. So this is mainly to monitor the implementation of the government projects. Okay, Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana, and mainly it is related to the infrastructure. Okay, so it wants to bring the industrial infrastructure program to develop 100 investment ready world class industrial parks in India. Okay, so the cabinet has approved these many crores, 33,660 crores to develop 100 plug and play industrial parks. Plug and play anta helidre eno? Plug and play, just plug and play. Plug and play andre it is ready to use infrastructure. Okay, you need not again build something else, it is a ready to use, plug and play. Okay, so implemented by this body, National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation under the Ministry of Commerce and Industries. Okay, there will be center state partnership. This is very interesting, with 51-49 share, center 51, states 49. Okay, these parks may range from these many 25 acres to 1000 acres. Plug and play infrastructure, these will provide the facilities like water, power, road, rail, land, title. So these are ready to use. Okay, and there will be also testing facilities at these centers, Bureau of Indian Standards, Export Inspection Agency, Food Safety Standards Authority. All of these will be also there as a testing facilities. So these are all advantages. Okay, then is PMSMA, Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. Okay, so this is mainly to reduce maternal mortality. Okay, when woman is in pregnancy, they should be provided the health facilities. So this is Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. So it has completed 10 years. So they have given this. So when it was launched, it was in 2016, 9th June. So this will mainly provide the medical care in second and third trimesters of a pregnant woman in a designated government health facilities on 9th of every month. Okay, second and third trimesters. And the extended scheme of this was introduced in 2022 January. Okay, to follow up high risk pregnancies. These will be tracked, monitored up to 45 days post delivery. Okay, this is the extended arm of this scheme. Okay, this is the achievement. Since its launch, more than 7.5 crore antenatal checkups conducted and nearly 1.2 crore high risk pregnancies have been identified. Okay, and there is also maternal mortality decline. Okay, we have achieved 80% decline in the maternal mortality. Maternal mortality ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Maternal mortality rate, death of pregnant woman per 1000. Read it. What is MMR? It is not 1000, it is 1 lakh. Okay, so these are some of the achievements. So these are not that much important from prelims perspective. So this is about the scheme, free health checkup for pregnant women at designated government health centers on 9th of every month. Okay, especially it will focus on second and third trimesters of women. Objective is healthy life to pregnant women, aware of health issues and diseases, safe delivery and healthy life of the baby, lower the maternal mortality rate. Okay, so this is the end. Okay, now solve these questions. Consider the following regarding Zojila Tunnel. It connects Kashmir with Kargil and Ladakh. It will provide all-weather connectivity. Located near Zojila Pass. Enhance military mobility along LOC and LAC. Yes, Ladakh is in this side, right? LOC, LAC, both are correct. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Consider the following statements regarding approved list of models and manufacturers, ALMM, administered by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. List 1 covers approved domestic solar cell manufacturers. Yes, very good. List 2 covers domestic solar module manufacturers. Applies only to imported solar equipment. This is wrong. These are interchanged. ALMM list 1 covers domestic module manufacturers. List 2 covers solar cell manufacturers. Okay, administered Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. This is correct. So only 1. With reference to solar photovoltaics, consider the following sequence. Solar cell module. Oh, sorry. Solar cell. So cells will be combined for module. Modules will be combined for solar array. Then electricity is produced. Okay, Chagos Archipelago. It is located south of Maldives in Indian Ocean. Diego Garcia is the largest island. Presently forms part of British Indian Ocean territory. It lies north of equator. Okay, it is south of equator. This is wrong. Part of British Indian Ocean territory, largest island of archipelago south of Maldives. 1, 2, 3. Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana Bhavya. It aims to develop 100 investment ready industrial parks. NICDC is the project management agency. Land for industrial parks will be provided by state governments. The scheme follows center-state partnership model. 100 investment ready parks, NICDC. Land will be provided by state governments. Center-state partnership model. 51-49. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Regarding Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, launched in 2016. Which date? 9th June. Free antenatal care service. Prenatal, natal, antenatal. prenatal, just before the birth, natal, immediately after the birth, antenatal, okay, after some times of the birth. Okay, free antenatal KAS service are provided 9th of every month, focuses particularly on the second and third trimesters. Okay, 1 2 3 4. The extended PMSME program is specifically aimed at okay, extended arm of PMSMA, high risk pregnancy management and follow up. Okay, I told you, right, it is to track the high risk pregnancy woman, okay, and give them special care, management and follow up. Okay, done. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇವಾಗ ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ? ಹಾಂ, so tomorrow you have weekend test. Okay, how many of you are feeling are regretting that you have come for this UPSC preparation? ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಗ್ರೆಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು? ನೋ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇವ್ರು ಇರೋಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಂ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಗುಡ್. You should be motivated to prepare. So this is just your beginning. Okay, you are yet to give the attempt, right? Prelims, mains, interview. You should fall in that cycle. Then is the real journey. Okay, fine. Thank you. Any issues in classes and all? Any issues illa? Ethics is completed now. So from Monday again the economy will start. One session for economy. And another polity NCERT will go as usual for the new batch. That will be that will be shared, I think. Geeta will share you. Okay, thank you.